The Jake Paul Tank Davis fight has officially been canceled. It is off. It is not happening on November 14th. It is not happening in 9 days' time in Miami on Netflix, and I don't think it's ever happening.
For real.
Should be happening.
Hey, Mark.
Am I right?
Wait, no. We got that fight coming up. You gotta beat it, bro.
This was meant to be the biggest crossover fight of the year. Jake Paul against Gervonta Tank Davis. A matchup hyped by Netflix, fans, and the boxing world as one of the most exciting fights ever. But now it's canceled. Right after Tank's court hearing ended, chaos broke out. Witnesses say Jake Paul, angry, emotional, and no longer holding back, threw a punch at Gervonta Davis just outside the courthouse. What followed was a full brawl that shocked everyone and forced security to step in and separate them. This wasn't just random anger. Jake's frustration runs deep, all because the fight he had been preparing for months has now fallen apart. Let's break it down.
Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis, the fight is in jeopardy. There's another, yes, I said another domestic abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis, and that may either destroy, postpone, change the entire event. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank. When things like this happen over and over, I think this is his fourth or maybe fifth allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera. I don't think that's something that Netflix is wanting to be a part of at that point. I don't know if Jake wants to be involved with somebody like that, which is why they're starting to look for potential.
This wasn't just a small influencer event. This was Netflix's major boxing project. Millions in contracts and months of promotion were on the line. Jake Paul had been deep in training, more focused than ever. So when news came that the fight was canceled, Jake's world fell apart overnight. He had spent months preparing, pushing his body harder than ever, only to see it all end like this.
I don't know, I'm kind of in a sad mood. People don't realize how much effort is put into these training camps. Beat up a girl, dragged her through the parking lot, punched her in the face, and it's like, bro.
So what really happened? Why did the biggest boxing event of 2025 suddenly collapse? The answer comes from Tank Davis's latest legal issues. Reports say Tank is facing new domestic violence charges. And this time the situation is serious. Very serious.
Gervonta Tank Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend. This is according to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner. Courtney Russell says she dated Davis for 5 months and recently filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and other offenses. She claims Davis physically attacked her a number of times during their relationship. Russell claims the most recent incident was Monday at a Miami nightclub. Davis is scheduled to fight Jake Paul in Miami on November 14th.
Sources close to the case say Tank allegedly broke the terms of his parole from his previous domestic abuse case, and prosecutors are now pushing for jail time. That means the Jake Paul fight isn't just canceled. Tank Davis could actually be going back to prison.
Fit. Do me a favor, stop already.
Let me get, yeah.
Huh?
Let me get your pair of ankles, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna start getting. Oh,
No, let Fit deal with that.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
Turn around, watch this, guys. Let me deal with Fit real quick. Have Rosado come over here.
Ain't got no weapons, man. It's just your bread, right?
Yeah.
All right. You screw. Bro, you could turn around, bro.
Damn, what's
It's
going on?
it's your ex. I don't know what it is, bro. I'm pretty sure you know what's up. You got a case out of door out. That's where you stay by? Huh?
So it's a what?
Yeah.
And that's the part that really hurts because this isn't the first time. For Gervonta Davis, this has become a pattern, one that has been affecting his career for years.
Against Gervonta Davis, they're very serious allegations. Anybody that's laying hands on women needs to be shut down straight away. They need to be, for me, they need to be locked up and the key thrown away. You shouldn't touch women. They're not there to be touched and have their hands laid on them. I've got 2 daughters. I've got my wife, my mother. Anybody out there who's close relationship to women knows you do not lay your hands on women ever. Don't touch them. And if you do, you should be prisoned. As simple as that. That's my take on it. It's totally out of it. It's really serious. Tank needs to get a grip and stop doing what he's doing because he's got previous. This is all alleged, don't forget. It's all allegations. So we're not trying to convict anybody here on Frotch on Fighting. We're just pointing out the facts. He's been accused of all the serious allegations from earlier. It's not good enough, and from the fight being made to the weight disparity to Gervonta Davis being a wrong un in terms of these allegations, the whole thing is just an absolute circus.
And that's the part that really hurts because this isn't the first time. For Gervonta Davis, this has become a pattern, one that has been affecting his career for years. In 2022, Tank was arrested for allegedly hitting a woman during an argument. That case also made headlines everywhere. Now, with another domestic violence charge added, many are saying this could finally be the end of the line for him.
Well, let me ask you this. I was just talking to her. What if she told me that you beat the piss out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that as...
but don't you know...
It's your side of the story. Give your side.
You just talking to her, though. With the information that she gave, can't she tell you...
You want me to just take everything she says?
I'm not from here.
Okay, but you want me to just take everything she says as fact?
All I'm just saying is I'm not from here. I don't know her exact address.
Okay, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not asking for her exact address.
She's saying you hit her. She does have a mark on her lip, and it's under.
I have a mark right here.
Did she hit you?
Turn around.
For battery.
Turn around.
Violence.
Put your hands behind your back. What's his first name?
Gervonta.
Jake Paul had actually warned people about this months ago. During press conferences, he openly called out Tank, saying he's not just a fighter but a repeat offender who keeps getting away with hurting women.
Hands on a woman is the clown. I got you a poodle.
Now, okay. Now, since we on this, if I put my hands on females or anything like that, right? If I put my hands on females or anything like that, you know how many female? Like, come on, it will be mad. You see how when I don't even want to bring up nobody thing, what's the name about that? But Pete.
So when Tank walked out of the courthouse earlier today, cameras showed Jake Paul waiting outside, and that's when things blew up.
Mr. Davis, what's your reaction to the sentence? What's your reaction to the sentence? Can we get your reaction to the sentence?
Witnesses say Jake approached Tank, muttered something under his breath, and then swung. Security jumped in immediately, but by then both fighters had already thrown punches. The scene turned chaotic fast, fans yelling, guards trying to separate them, Tank shouting back. For Jake, it wasn't just anger. It was heartbreak and frustration. This was supposed to be his moment. The fight was meant to silence critics, doubters, and everyone who said Jake only faces washed-up MMA fighters or retirees. Tank Davis was the real deal, a prime, active, world-class fighter. Beating him would have changed everything.
Just about the criticism from the WBA ranking you number 15. What do you make of what you're hearing about that? And they said that they're looking at it again. What does that mean?
I don't fucking know. I should be ranked number 1 and everyone else can suck a dick.
But with the fight canceled, Jake is left with nothing but anger. Add the Netflix deal, reportedly worth millions, and it's clear why he snapped. That contract is now frozen, the event is dead, sponsors are backing out, all because Tank couldn't stay out of trouble.
Gervonta Davis is an actual walking human piece of garbage. Working with him is an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up hours late to shoots, to the numerous arrests and related accusations and lawsuits. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man can commit. I didn't want to give this woman abuser a platform to grow his fans and to grow his bank account. My company champions women. I'm so sorry to everyone involved, mostly to the undercard fighters, to my team at MVP, and to my team who worked so hard prepping for this fight, sacrificing time with loved ones and kids just for this fool to lose his unintelligent mind again. It's scary that devilish men like this can rise to the top of culture and sports, including in positions of power. I hope you people moving forward look beyond his fake streetwear pieces of quote unquote swag and search for something deeper to be a fan of. As for me, it's on to the next one. As all,
this is the lowest point in Gervonta Davis's career. Just months ago, he was hailed as one of the faces of boxing's new generation, a superstar who could carry the sport into the next decade. But now he's once again facing court cases, mug shots, and public outrage.
Tank Davis, somebody you've had some interaction with on social. What do you make of maybe the lack of discipline or arrest?
Lack of discipline. Lack of discipline. Is that what you want to put it down to?
Yeah.
More than lack of discipline. Yeah. It's vile. Do you know what I mean? I don't condone that at all in the slightest. So it's not got nothing to do with lack of discipline. It's got everything to do with moral compass. And for me, that's just, yeah, that ain't right. Yeah.
Every time Tank seemed ready to rebuild his image, something like this happened. And this time it might really be over. With multiple prior charges, there's only so much leniency the system can offer. Insiders say this could end his career, not because of his skills in the ring, but because he can't stay out of trouble.
Has a checkered past. He had a checkered past when this fight was made. What changed? Well, obviously, 2 incidents, allegations, lawsuit. Since the fight was announced, they at the time felt like this was an opportunity for people to learn about who Tank Davis is, for him to show the world that he was a changed man, all this stuff and more. And that didn't happen, and they felt like they had to cancel the event. For the record, I feel like this was 100% the right call. You can't be a promotion that is so heavily invested in women's boxing and work with a guy who has allegations and lawsuits pending like Tank Davis does. You just can't. It's a mixed message, and what they're doing with women, I think, is fantastic. I think it's brilliant what they've done, focusing on women's boxing. It calls into question everything that they've done to build that up when you do a...
Let's not forget, this fight was personal from the beginning. Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis openly hated each other. The press conferences were total chaos, shouting, insults, and almost fights on stage. Jake mocked Tank's height, Tank mocked Jake's skill. While both were promoting the event, it was obvious this wasn't just business. This was real beef.
In the sport, and he's actually an insane boxer, and I'm going to show that this guy who's been doing it his whole life is doing it wrong his whole life.
What'd you say, Tank? He said he's gonna outbox me. What to do?
The one thing.
But now we'll never know how that fight would have played out because Tank's legal troubles stopped it before it even started. With the Gervonta fight officially cancelled, Jake Paul is already looking for a new opponent. Reports say he's aiming high.
What's being reported, he's aiming big. Rumors say Jake reached out to Francis Ngannou. Yeah.
Rumors suggest Jake reached out to Francis Ngannou, the former UFC heavyweight champion. But Ngannou reportedly said no, claiming the risk wasn't worth the reward.
And then there, because once the dust settled on Tank Davis, Jake and Francis this morning have engaged in a back and forth, old-fashioned Twitter war. Here's Jake. Dear Francis, just say you already got humiliated in boxing and are scared to lose to Jake Paul. I accept that. You are light work, my friend, stuck in mud. Francis replies, choose your words wisely, boy. I agree that you need someone to discipline you for what you did to Mike Tyson, but stay in your lane.
Then there were whispers about Ryan Garcia, but Oscar de la Hoya quickly dismissed that, saying, Ryan is focusing on getting back into title contention, not fighting YouTubers.
Yeah, Jake Paul wasn't close at all. They called us. I believe Nikisa called Eric. And then Eric called me and I shut it down. Like, it's just not gonna happen. There's no, it can't happen. I mean, without my blessing. So, the long story short is I have a contract with Ryan, a multi-fight contract. And we're in talks to fight somebody else. There's Barrios, who a lot of people are throwing out there for a world title, which is a huge possibility. But yeah, there was nothing serious with Jake Paul. We have a contract with DAZN, and they work with Netflix, and it just wasn't the right fight for Ryan. What we want to build with Ryan is something special, just like we've done with Virgil and how I did with Canelo and how I've done with so many fighters.
We wanna make sure that he's on the right trajectory, the right path to get to the world title, to become a star, a superstar in boxing. And that wasn't it.
So who's left? Names like Tommy Fury, Nate Diaz, Tony, and even KSI have been mentioned, but none of them match the star power that a fight with Tank Davis had. Jake's team knows it, Netflix knows it, everyone knows it.
The fight's officially off.
Really?
Gervonta's going to jail.
He's actually going to jail?
I think he's going to jail, dude. Bro, he keeps beating up women.
Yeah.
He can't stop beating up women. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Why? So, and they can get a replacement in time.
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He can fill in.
Are you ready? Finally, it's my time.
What's crazy is that even before the cancellation, this fight was already controversial. Boxing purists were angry that Jake Paul, a heavyweight, was set to fight a lightweight like Gervonta Davis. Dana White called it a mismatch, saying Jake should face someone his own size.
With my brother, unfixable.
I don't hate your brother. You guys need to fight guys your same size. When you fought Floyd, you are massive. He did hit you with a fucking bomb, and you fucking ate it. He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis.
Who do you got?
Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than Floyd, but he's too small. Your brother's gonna be able to get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Conor?
Yeah, you're fucking huge. Conor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah, but he says he could beat me.
Even Terrence Crawford said he wasn't sure what message the sport was sending by letting a heavyweight-type fighter face a much smaller opponent.
Versus Tank Davis, they just announced the fight. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank, it's over.
To many, this wasn't real boxing. It was a circus act. Now that the fight is canceled, many of those same people are saying it could actually be a blessing in disguise.
A fucking disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it. But
yeah,
he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're gonna think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis he's actually really small. Like when I fought him, like, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
However, this was still a big fight for Jake. The cancellation hurts boxing as a whole. Like it or not, Jake Paul's fights attract huge audiences and bring in millions of dollars. The Jake versus Tank event was meant to be massive. But now the fight is gone, the hype is gone, and the sport is left with another scandal instead of a showpiece.
Ever in the history of boxing, man. And I mean that, I mean that wholeheartedly, for real. Man, $40 million, think about that. $40 million down the drain. So he calls himself, he's about his money, right? He's about business. Are you truly about business? Are you? Because, dude, like, why are you getting in these sort of altercations, bro? Weeks before the fight, like, come on, man. Like, this has been his MO. That's the issue that I'm having, right? Is that this has been his MO. He's done this the last time. He did the same thing, but the case, I guess, got dropped or whatever. But this is the thing, man. MVP should have had a backup plan, because you got to understand Tank's history, man. You know, you got to understand his habits. You know, Tank hasn't always followed the script. Tank has always been spoiled over there at PBC. Spoiled. Tank usually do it.
Alright everyone, stay updated with the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Boxing Glory and turn on notifications so you never miss anything. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time, take care and peace.